Hi, it's Elizabeth Harrington here, and this is your monthly bit of wisdom, and it's all about presentations and whether or not they work. And for those of you who may have been watching me and listening to my pearls of wisdom or business not as usual, will understand that I am one of those people who believes very strongly that when everyone runs to zig, I zag. When they all come over to the other side and they zag, I zig. And let's face it, it is getting harder and harder to stand out, but it's never been that easy to stand out, and no matter what market that you're in. But what I know for sure, the one way to do it is to do what other people are not doing. And things fall in and they fall out of fashion. And with over, more than 20 years of experience building sales teams and training them and really seeing a lot of different things come in, fads, trends, and whatever. I've seen the flip charts and the appointments and going into a coffee shop and then advertising, having the home parties, having wine and cheese parties, having country club parties, having big events, having big conventions, having regional conventions. And really, the kitchen table idea, which is probably the closest thing today that I can see, is in terms of how to stand out. And what I'm going to suggest is, I'm going to take you on a little bit of a little short story. Really what it is I have this amazing climbing rose tree, bush actually, it's like a big tree. And I was just noticing in the garden that there have been over the last couple of days high on the top, and it's got to be about, I don't know, 15 feet now. And all of the roses, and it's quite glorious, come out at the beginning of summer. And what has been so surprising to me is to see a couple days ago a big branch right at the end of new growth with all these beautiful hot pink petals coming out. And I took pictures of them and did a little bit of meditation and was filled with gratitude. And then moments ago when I went out just to kind of get ready for this message to you, there's a whole other one high up there. And I went, wow, there's a really good analogy, an example of if you take your time and don't do all the things that other people have said that you needed to do, and you come from the place of getting to know the person that you're talking to, and to show them that you care more about how they are rather than what you're trying to get them to do from your own perspective. All I know is that has not changed. That has never gone out of fashion. It really, people can tell whose interests you have at first. Is it yours or is it theirs? And all people are caring about right now, I got to tell you, is what's in it for them, not what's in it for you. So you can go running around and you can do presentations and you can sit, as I was just thinking about this. I have a girlfriend years ago who put an ad in her local paper and sat in the local coffee shop, and it was something that mostly men did, not women, but she interviewed people she'd have the appointments booked every 10 to 15 minutes. And she had the flip chart out, and what happened actually when I followed up with her to say, how the day had gone, that for the most part, very few people showed up. And so she spent a lot of time sitting in the coffee shop, drinking a whole lot of coffee, waiting. And I don't know about you, but that's just not the way that I think is the best use of time. And what I want to do is I want to meet people. I want to meet people where they're at. I want to get to know them. That's really what it's about. I want to get to know what they're looking for. What's a common problem that they have? Because how can I possibly provide any kind of a solution for them, even from a customer base or a product base or a service, without even thinking about them as a business partner, if I haven't had a chance to really get to know them. And then there's the second part, which we'll be elaborating more, and I'm going to put my glasses on, because this is one of the things that I realize as a executive recruiter and years as a talent, I'm not a talent scout because I was in human resources, but I know that I came to this industry with a lot of skills, and particularly in the area of interviewing. I would suggest that you may want to start just like those roses that stood out from all the rest because they came at the end of this, by far the end of the season. So you may want to consider turning the process of prospecting on its head and taking people through from the customer base. Now, we're not going to get into that today, but I would say based on your business future, that might be something to strongly consider, but we will be getting into that more. But what I do want to say is spend more time in the process of learning the skills of how to ask the right questions, really learning how to do that, taking the time to figure out what you stand for, what are your messages, your own personal manifesto, what are your values, what do you want in a perfect customer, much less even taking the time to look at it as a team member, as somebody you really want to partner with in the business, but taking a look at it from the customer. I don't want complainers. I don't want whiners. I don't want tire kickers. I'm looking for lifelong, no matter what business I'm in, but I want lifelong customers. I like to co-create and collaborate and problem solve and build really strong relationships with people and friendships that extend for a very long time. And so that's what I'm going to suggest you do. That it's like any kind of business. There is a period where you need to learn whether you are new to the business, whether you are kind of taking a look at shifting your focus and you're looking at rebooting your business and you want to sort of hit some new goals, whatever it is. All I know is you need to show and learn the skills about what it takes to show people that you really care more about them than you do about yourself, and that you know how to ask the right questions, because asking the right questions is going to elicit the kinds of information that are going to help you over time, those magic words, to build the engagement and the relationship so that people actually know that you care. But then you'll also be able to really personalize and customize a solution for them. And people do care when you take the time to show that they matter, because I'm going to tell you something, it all matters today. And this is my favorite rant, my favorite subject. And if you want to know more, I have a gift for you. If you go to my new website, it's elizabethharrington.com/home. And there's an offer there. I have a link there that will send you to a quiz. And well, it's more of an exercise on how to get by one word, to narrow it down through a series of trying different things. It's very simple, it's very fun, it's artistic, and it's playful. So let your imagination flow. Go to the link, follow the instructions. If you actually do, give me your first name and your email address, I'll be able to email you. I'm actually creating an outline right now for a 10-minute free workshop on how to actually do it. But just go and play around with it. It's a lot of fun. It's a first step to help you understand maybe what is your brand message. And let's get started with that, because that is really the best way to stand out more than anything else. Figure out who you are, and then figure out what are the ideal customers that you're looking for and the ideal prospects. So there's an old saying that that really asserts there are no right answers to the wrong questions. We all know that asking the right questions is imperative to problem solving, and that's what we do. We are here to find out what people's problem is, what their pain point is, and then be able to provide the solution. But we need to go through that creative exploration first with people to build the relationships, because without it, we're just pitching. And nobody likes to be pitched to. So I hope this has given you an idea of perhaps a different way of looking at presentations. I build friendships. I figure out what it is that people want to know by asking questions and learning how to ask the right questions so that people don't feel I'm prying or too inquiring, and that I'm coming from a solution-based position, not trying to sell them something. So there you go. It's Elizabeth Harrington. I hope you've gained something from this. Again, you can go and get the link by going to elizabethharrington.com/home, HOME, and go to get that information on starting with your own brand archetype. And it's fun. And that way as well, I will invite you to the upcoming free 10-minute short video on, or the workshop on how to do it properly and some tips. So bye for now. Let me know, please engage with me. Let me know if you've enjoyed this and if and any other subjects that you'd be interested in learning about. Bye for now. It's Elizabeth Harrington. And thank you for joining me.